This broadcast of Liberty University Athletics is authorized under rights granted by Liberty University to Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment and is intended solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. The accounts, descriptions, and broadcasts may not be transmitted in any form without the express written consent of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment and Liberty University Athletics. The announcers are selected by the Liberty Flames Sports Network and approved by Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment. Liberty Lady Flame Softball is on the air. The live play-by-play story of Liberty Lady Flame Softball comes your way now on the Liberty Flame Sports Network from Van Wagner. This game is brought to you by Segra, a proud partner of Liberty University. Segra offers customized business technology solutions. Learn more at segra.com. Liberty Baseball is also brought to you by Carter Bank, life lived full. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom First Credit Union, start banking for good with Freedom First today. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. And by Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices, nobody. Now let's take you out to the ballpark for the call of the game. This is Liberty Softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Welcome back out to WKU Softball Complex in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Jamie Hall and Joe Carmany with you, the Lady Flames, trying to get to the championship game tomorrow. They're taking on La Tech today. Kind of deja vu from yesterday. These two teams matched up. The number 1 seed Liberty and the number 4 seed La Tech. Since then, Liberty lost the early game today to Jack State. They move on to the title, but if Liberty wins today, really no big difference because it's a winner-take-all championship. You don't have to win 2, even though Jack State would be undefeated. Same thing for La Tech. They win this game tonight. They know they're playing a single game for a championship tomorrow. And Joe, as we take a look out on the field, both of these teams have already played today, but La Tech just came off the field and they won in extra innings against the host school WKU. A lot of emotion in that game, so there could certainly be some momentum from that, but also some tired legs because you're playing a back-to-back doubleheader as opposed to a little bit of rest time in between.
Yeah, there's always that debate, rest versus rust. Do you have, and then that momentum versus those tired legs. So that could have easily gone to another extra inning, or they could have lost that game, Louisiana Tech, but had that amazing diving catch to end the game with runners on, 2 runners on. That could have been a game-tying double into the gap. So. A lot of emotion on both sides, high energy as you hear from the crowd mics. It should be a really fun matchup.
No doubt about it. The starting lineups are being announced. Flames will be the higher seed and the home team, so they're in the field first. Elena Escobar will be back in the circle. She got the win yesterday against La Tech. 20-3 on the year, 1.99 ERA. This is her 29th appearance, 21st start, 130 innings pitched. 145 strikeouts, only 35 walks. Opponents are hitting .206 against her. For La Tech, their leadoff hitter is Alexis Gillio. Gillio, the left-hander, is out in center field. Then you've got the third baseman, Claire Rayleigh. She is batting second. First of 4 righties in the lineup. Reagan Marchant, the first baseman. Nicole Hamoudi, the shortstop, and Addison Snyder, the catcher. Then the designated player, Allie Furr, who is a lefty. Another lefty, Alana Rogers, out in right field. The second baseman, Jenna Bafuto, bats right. And then finally, Elena Hang. She is the left fielder and bats left. Flames defensive lineup, the same that we've seen throughout the tournament so far. Rachel Crane at third. Jemiah Byram is at short, Savannah Woodard at second, Brooke Roberts at first. As the first pitch is on the way from Escobar and is taken for a ball, we are underway at 6:41.
Right on schedule. At least the reschedule. That was the scheduled first pitch for this game.
Strike call. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. For the Flames in the outfield, Paige Dorr in left, KK Madry in center, Rachel Roop is in right, Savannah Jesse behind the plate, and Elena Escobar in the circle. Foul back from the count 1-2. Escobar, the pitcher of the year in Conference USA. 72 degrees at start. The sun is out, but slowly setting, so we've got some shadows across the field. A strike 3 is called. Caught her looking. Gillio goes down, and the Flames get the first out of this first inning. Which brings Claire Rayleigh to the plate. Senior takes the first pitch for a ball. Flames in the gray uniforms today with dark blue numbers as this pitch is popped in the air. Brooke Roberts calls everybody off, loses her sunglasses, but still makes the catch.
I was wondering what that sidestep was for, but I think she kind of lost her balance and was trying to keep those shades on the visor.
They didn't stay, and
No.
fortunately she didn't step on them either, but either way, Liberty gets the second out, and Escobar is ready to roll. She is smoking in the circle, wasting no time as the first pitch to Marchant is taken for a ball. The 1-0 off the plate, 2-0. Now the pace slows down just a little bit. Escobar takes a look in, and here's the pitch. High and tight. 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, yesterday was a 3-hit shutout for Escobar against La Tech. Gillio had 2 of the 3 hits.
3-0 to Marchant. Down the middle for a strike. Mentioned the shadows. The giant parking garage beyond left field is providing the biggest of the shadows. The 3-1 popped up into those shadows. Jemiah Byram calls everybody off at short, and she makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for the Flames, and you can just feel a different sense about this Liberty team than certainly the way things were towards the end of that tough loss, 7-2 loss to Jack State earlier today. We'll give you the Flames lineup coming up after this timeout here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. No score after a half inning.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate, or visit us at centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram.
Lynchburg Nissan is jumping into March Madness with full court press savings. Right now, save $6,100 off MSRP. Lock in rates as low as 2.39% and get up to 130% of fair KBB value for your trade. And because we believe in driving with confidence, every new Nissan comes with our 1,000,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's peace of mind for the road ahead. Don't miss these slam dunk deals. Visit Lynchburg Nissan today or shop online anytime at lynchburgnissan.com. Home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
As a Flames Club member, you get access to premium seating, parking, and hospitality on game day. Go to libertyflamesclub.org today to learn more. Now back to more Lady Flame softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Liberty going to get their cuts here in the bottom half of the first inning. No score. Flames and La Tech. The winner moves on to the championship tomorrow. Winner take all against Jack State. Savannah Woodard will lead things off for the Lady Flames. Facing off against Alyssa Martin. The first pitch is taken for a ball. Martin on the year, 3-3 record, 5.21 ERA. This is her 22nd appearance, 8th start. 48 in the third innings pitched, 22 strikeouts, 23 walks. Woodard takes a look at ball 2. Checks her swing, but catches the plate. I think Woodard agreed. She takes a walk away. Savannah batting .337 on the year, 8 home runs, 38 RBIs. Now the 2-1. Off the plate, outside, ball 3. Woodard, the lefty, awaits the right-handed release from Martin. That's a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first inning, no score. 3-2 ground ball to second, scooped up by Bafuto. She throws over to Marchant for the first out. Which brings up Rachel Roop, Conference Player of the Year. Roop hitting .380, 20 home runs, 60 for her career. She has 64 RBIs this season. First pitch to her is taken for a strike. Snyder with a nice framework. The shadows that I was talking about, this is an odd setup. It's usually the opposite of what I'm about to say in most stadiums. As the 0-1 to Roop is swung on and missed. Usually the shadows begin in the infield and work their way to the outfield, but because of that gigantic parking garage and the sun setting over third base side, the shadows are actually, they start in the outfield. The entire outfield is in darkness at the moment. The 0-2 outside, ball 1. In the infield, second base is in shadows, but everything from about 5 feet behind the pitching circle in is still in the sun. The 1-2 to Roop. Low and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martin is ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch, foul back. Just got a piece to stay alive. Rachel Roop was our guest on this week's Liberty Flames softball show. You can check that out on the LFSN Radio YouTube page. The 2-2, back up the middle, base hit. Scolded into center field. Rachel Roop stands at first with 1 out.
That was a nice piece of hitting. Just goes right up the middle. Hit the ball really well. That last at bat of the Jack State game, but lined it right at the center fielder.
Now hitting for Liberty is Bryn McManus. First pitch to McManus is right back up the middle, and it actually bangs off of Martin, rolls to second base, and McManus will be on with a single, and we'll have to see if Martin's okay. Looked like it hit her right in the foot. She shakes everybody off and says, "I'm fine." But Liberty's got something going with runners at first and second and 1 out.
That was almost a mirror image of what happened in the first game. First batter, when Woodard hit it off the pitcher and went to short.
This one more indirectly to second,
Yep.
and it slowly rolled out there, and now Brooke Roberts comes up. First pitch to her is inside for a ball. Roberts on the year, 282. She's got 5 homers, 33 RBIs. (1-0) from Martin, fouled off. Roops at second, McManus at first, 1 out and a 1-1 count to Brooke Roberts. Yahtzee. Ground ball to short. They're going to try to get the lead runner, and they do as Roop slides in, but not before the throw beats her for the second out.
That's 50 points for Jamie and Yahtzee, and 2 outs for La Tech.
Brooke Roberts wearing number 11. That was, I guess, the last
Yep.
piece of information I needed to mention in that.
Ball, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out on number 11. Scoreboard Yahtzee is what we call it.
KK Madry, the left-handed hitter. Runner still at first and second, but now 2 out. She squares the bunt, pulls back, and takes the ball.
One Yahtzee that you hardly ever see is the large straight. You have to have number 54 batting and a 3-2 count and 1 out. Not a lot of 54s in college softball.
The 1-0 to Roberts down the middle for a strike.
Things you think about during a 5 or 6 game day of a tournament.
6-game day.
5's pretty much the max.
Okay.
Usually, unless weather intervenes, and then you got to.
The 1-1. Called strike. Madry behind 1 and 2. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. No score. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul down the first base line.
Little sidestep by first base coach Casey Fagan-Graham.
No desire to make a play on that. I wonder why. I mean, if it's just rolling right to you slowly, I get it. But otherwise, there's no winning. If you catch it, you don't get any applause. If you fumble it or hurt yourself, you're going to get ridiculed. Another 1-2, swung on and missed. KK comes up empty, as do the Flames. After they get runners at first and second with 1 out, they can't do anything more with it. And we are scoreless after 1. Here in the contenders bracket final, the winner will go on to play Jack State tomorrow for the championship in a single game. We'll be back with the top of the second after this here on the Liberty Flame Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Curious about the housing market in Central Virginia? The caring, competent, trusted advisors at Carl Miller Realty have over 100 years of combined experience. We are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk with our winning team. That's carlmillerrealty.com.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across the fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at Segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
No score, top of the second. Liberty and La Tech. Winner moves on to the championship game tomorrow against Jack State. Flames lost to Jack State earlier today, 7-2. La Tech beat WKU in extra innings to stave off elimination. This is the first elimination game the Flames have faced. Elena Escobar, who got the win yesterday against La Tech, is in the circle. And she gets out ahead of Nicole Hamoudi, 0-1. Now the pitch, foul back. Great thing about softball is there's always excitement, even if there's no fans at the game. Just the dugouts keep things exciting. The 0-2's high, 1-2.
Coach Richardson keeps it exciting.
Yeah, she does. She does.
As well,
you can hear her
Yep.
from across the field for sure. She's always got an energetic tone. The 1-2 from Escobar tried to get her to chase. She does not. It's outside for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out, and no score in the top of the second. Foul back. Hamoudi just stays alive. The La Tech shortstop hitting .346 on the year. 8 home runs, 42 RBIs. 2-2 from Escobar. Just missed. Must have been a little outside. Count runs full. The payoff from Escobar. Foul back and towards the street. I need to write down because I still can't remember what it is, Joe.
Crescent Street.
Crescent Street. It's a word I don't think I've ever heard before.
It's the word reason with a C on the front.
Our crescent mispronounced. Another 3-2 outside, ball 4. Hamoudi is the leadoff runner on. Brings Addison Snyder up. First pitch from Escobar to Snyder is taken for a ball, high. In the game that preceded this, when La Tech beat WKU, just a gutsy performance by their pitcher, Allie Floyd. The 1-0 is on the outside half for a strike. She got through that game to get the victory, but you could tell she was hurting. Had a leg injury that was actually bothering her day 1 of the tournament. Escobar has this one fouled back right over our head.
Safely crossed the street.
I would kind of be surprised. I would imagine Floyd is not available for this game. We'll see. As the 1-2 is popped out into left field, Dorr casually comes in and makes the catch. These athletes are tough, but as much as she was struggling and the fact that that game went into extras, it would be surprising if she could come back tonight. If La Tech won, it would be gutsy for her to even play tomorrow at noon. As you could tell, she was certainly not at 100% at the end of that game, maybe 50%, but it was still enough to win. Escobar now faces Allie Furr. First pitch is taken for a ball. Runner at first, 1 out, no score in the top of the second. Infield in for the Flames. This pitch is just a hair inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Furr, no home runs on the season. .266 hitter, 5 RBIs. When she gets on base, it's usually on the infield or slaps that get through for singles. 2-0. Slapped into left field, and a diving play by Paige Dorr robs a base hit for Furr.
That was a tough one. She had to make a quick commitment to that dive.
If she doesn't get it, it goes to the wall, and La Tech probably scores a run. Excellent point, Joe. Lana Rogers, first pitch, grounds it down to second. Woodard scoops it, tosses over to Byram at the bag for the final out. So a leadoff walk, but no harm done. The Flames get out of it with no score as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Are your feet preventing you from living life? Hi, I'm Jonathan Cotton, and you may have heard my Good Feet story, how I love my arch support so much that I bought the store. Since then, thousands of customers have found relief from foot, knee, and back pain. I love to hear their stories of walking, running, and just enjoying their new life pain-free. Don't let foot, knee, or back pain keep you from living the life you love. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. More information about Earthright Mid-Atlantic? 434-200-9716 or at erepower.com.
Get the latest on your favorite Flames team with the Liberty Flames podcast. Just search Liberty Flames wherever you get your podcasts or go to libertyflames.com. This is Lady Flame Softball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
Scoreless in the bottom of the second. The Flames coming to bat, taking on La Tech with a ticket to the championship game on the line. And unlike most conferences, well, I say that some conferences play single elimination like the SEC and the ACC, one loss and you're done from the beginning. If you play double elimination, it's usually double elimination till the end, as the first pitch to Dorr is ripped out into right field for a base hit. Paige Dorr gets a runner on to start the bottom of the second. But usually if it's a double elimination tournament, that means it's double elimination until the very end. The ASUN, the Big South conferences that the Flames have been in before, that's the way it would play. You'd have an if necessary game if the undefeated team loses the first game of the championship. Not in Conference USA. It's going to be winner take all tomorrow. Rachel Crane squares the bunt and bunts it foul. Dorr is down at second. The ball was foul, and so I think there was a little bit of confusion. She was halfway to third, but going to have to go all the way back to first. Rachel Crane, 252 on the season, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs. The right-handed hitter facing off against the right-handed pitcher, Alyssa Martin. Fires it in. Just off the plate for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dorr at first, no outs. Now the 1-1 to Crane. She squares again and bunts it, and it's a dead ball because it hit the bat twice.
Yeah, that's correct. Double hit.
She was in the box, so it's not an out, but Dorr is once again going to have to retreat back to first, and we'll have a 1-2 count to Rachel Crane. Coming from Alyssa Martin. Martin, 5'8" senior for La Tech from Minden, Louisiana. Now the 1-2 to Crane. Ground ball to short. She's going to throw to second for 1. Back to first, not in time. But Hamoudi does get the lead runner. Crane reaches on the fielder's choice. Savannah Jesse, Flames catcher, is at the plate. First pitch to her is outside for a ball. Now the 1-0 from Martin. Hit hard, but right too short again, and this will be a double play. Nice turn to Bafuto over to Marchant. And after the Flames get a single to lead off the inning, fielder's choice and then a double play ends it rather quickly, and we head now to the third inning with no score here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Conference USA Championships on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Frank Good Builders is a proud supporter of the Liberty Flames. Frank Good Builders and its partners design and build beautiful custom homes in the Lynchburg and the surrounding areas. From designing a plan to picking out fixtures, Frank Good Builders works with you to design and build your truly custom dream home. Frank Good Builders can be reached at 434-238-3710 or frankgoodbuilders.com.
You're listening to Lady Flame Softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Now for a look at the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders.
Well, a lot of games going on around the country. Just about every conference is in action. In the ACC, Florida State beat Duke 3-2. Clemson came from behind to knock off Virginia Tech 10-9. Those teams will square off tomorrow. Texas Tech did drill Arizona State 18-0. And Arizona is leading Iowa State 6-3 in the fifth. Big Ten, UCLA 4, Nebraska 2, and that's a final. Michigan and Purdue, no score early on. In the SEC, Oklahoma beat Arkansas 8-6, and Texas A&M is leading Texas 11-0.
Wow.
Get you some scores from our former conferences. A-Sun in the Big South. First, Jenna Bafuto takes the first pitch for a ball. (1-0), called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. One line to third, softly caught by Crane. So 1 out in the third for Elena Hang. Hang, the left fielder, batting in the 9 spot. The freshman takes the first pitch for a ball. Hang hitting .317 on the year. No home runs, 6 RBIs. Infield is in as she holds off and takes the ball out ahead in the count, 2-0.
Pitcher and batter with the same first name, but it's Elena Escobar and Elena Heng.
Elena gets behind Elena now, 3-0.
E-L-E-N-A.
(3-0) down the middle for a strike. And at this point, you're not dealing with a power hitter. You're dealing with a hitter that almost always, when they get on base, is getting a single. So you might as well just come right at her. If she hits it, she hits it. And she fouls it back. Probably wouldn't say the same thing if someone like Rachel Roop was at the plate, but you've got a small ball hitter, different story. The 3-2 laced out into center field, but right at KK Madry, who makes the catch. And Elena Hang probably heard me say that and said, I can hit the ball pretty hard. And if she'd hit it in a gap, that would have probably been at least 2 bases, and with her speed, maybe 3. So she can scorch the ball, but usually the majority of her hits are singles. Now back to the top of the lineup. Gillio, she takes a strike. She struck out looking her first time.
And yours was a much more informed assessment than mine this afternoon on Emma Elrod. Elrod, who had 14 home runs, she doesn't look like a power.
Exactly. 1-1 the count to Gillio. The pitch inside corner for a strike. That was going to be a tough one to hit. The left-handed hitter was frozen. Joe, if you start singing anything from Frozen, I'm throwing you off. Foul back to the screen. I figured that was in your head. I can't remember what the song is. I know there's a famous song from Frozen, and I figured you probably did, but I was going to cut you off at the pass. The 1-2 from Escobar. Got her on the hand. She fouled it off.
Exhibit A. The coach tried to make a play on it and didn't. Was not successful.
Escobar's 1-2, high and tight. We'll get you those scores from the A-Sun and Big South coming up after the next break. No score. Here's the 2-2. Just hit out in front of the plate. Matter of fact, it's on top of the plate. Jesse is able to get to it, throw down to first in time. That was spinning on top of the plate when Savannah Jesse picked it up and threw out Gillio. 1-2-3 inning in the third. Still no score. The Flames will come to bat here in just a moment on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Looking to buy a home or refinance a mortgage? Now is the time to take advantage of your one-of-a-kind offer from Alcova Mortgage. As an employee or alumni with Liberty University, you are eligible to receive a lender credit that equates to 1% of your total loan amount up to $5,000. This offer provides you with some much-needed savings while also helping you tackle your closing costs. Visit alcova.com/liberty today for details. Offer does not apply to broker loans.
Alcova Mortgage, NMLS ID 40508, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, Equal Housing Lender.
Now back to more Lady Flame softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
No score as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Liberty and La Tech. Flames are at the bottom of the lineup. 9 spot, Jemiah Byram, and then back to the top, Woodard and Root. Alyssa Martin still on the circle for La Tech. First pitch is fouled back on a bunt attempt. Byron hitting .212 on the season, a couple of home runs, including one in the first game of this tournament. The 0-1 swung on and missed, big cut, but came up empty.
Byram's first career hit was a home run last year off of Kelly Maxwell, All-American at Oklahoma.
Here's the 0-2, ground ball back to Martin. She's able to scoop it up and toss over to first for the first out. Back to the top of the lineup, Savannah Woodard. She grounded out her first time up. First pitch taken for a ball. The 1-0 fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I heard down in the press box before the game that Martin was actually a walk-on, used to be a manager. Liberty's number 14 is a walk-on who used to be a manager, Aubrey Norris.
Pretty cool connection. 1-1, fouled off, hit hard and hit right into the La Tech dugout. Looks like everybody's okay. That was a hot shot. Right-handed Martin squaring off against the left-handed Woodard. 1-2 line drive right at the shortstop Hamoudi, who makes the catch. Hard hit ball, just an out. And Rachel Roop will come to the plate, and if you're La Tech, this is exactly what you want. Nobody on and 2 outs with Roop at the plate. The sun has completely left the field at the moment. Everybody is in shadows as Roop hits a line drive right to short, and Hamoudi makes the catch. 2 hard hit balls, but 2 outs to end the inning. We still didn't get to those scores. We'll do that after this timeout. No score after 3 here in Bowling Green. Liberty and La Tech trying to play into the championship game tomorrow at the CUSA Tournament.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Foster has been fostering warm moments for 100 years. Headquartered in Brookneal, Virginia, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services since 1921. Stop by one of our 6 showroom locations across Central Virginia to view our wide range of products. From propane to fireplaces and grills to tank installs and tankless water heaters, Foster has it all. Download our app or visit fosterfuels.com for more info.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
You're listening to Liberty Softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Time now to check the Carter Bank box score.
Well, it's pretty easy so far. La Tech, no runs, no hits, no errors. The Flames, no runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We are scoreless in the top of the 4th. Elena Escobar in the circle for Liberty, and her first pitch to Claire Rayleigh is taken for a strike. Scores from the A-Sun. We'll start there first after this pitch, which is slapped off of the glove of Woodard and out into right field for a base hit. So the first hit of the game for La Tech. Rayleigh's at first with no outs. Reagan Marchant, who popped up her first time. North Florida beat Eastern Kentucky earlier today in A-Sun action.
That vaulted North Florida into the final.
First pitch to Marchant is taken for a strike. Stetson knocked off Austin Peay 16-8, and now Stetson and Eastern Kentucky are playing, with Eastern Kentucky up 4-1. This pitch is fouled back and out of play in the 3rd.
And that's in Oxford, Alabama. Chocolaco Park.
Just a neutral site?
Neutral site.
Don't see a lot of neutral sites in softball. The 0-2 just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first, no score, top of the 4th.
Speaking of neutral sites, they did a test softball event at the Rocket City Trash Pandas Stadium in Huntsville. Their trying to get the SEC tournament there next year.
1-2, down to Byram at short, and she boots it. Still has time to throw over and get the runner at first. But not able to get the lead runner, so now Rayleigh is in scoring position with 1 out.
That might have been one of those where she was looking to turn the double play before she had it, took her eye off it, but still stayed with it and was able to get 1 out of it. Merely conjecture.
Nicole Hamoudi takes the first pitch for a strike. She's batting .346 on the year, 8 home runs, 42 RBIs. Here's the pitch. A little high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Rayleigh with a decent amount of speed down at second base. Just about any base hit would probably score her. The 1-1 taken for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Escobar's 1-2 is on the way. Outside, ball 2. The 2-2 popped foul towards the Liberty bullpen. We'll try again. The 2-2. Line drive, base hit, left field. Dorr comes up with it quickly, and there goes my theory. I thought just about any base hit would be able to score Rayleigh, but she has to hold up at third because of how quickly Dorr got to that, and with her arm, she's not going to test it. Runners at first and third with 1 out.
Dorr, Roop, and KK all have above average throwing arms in the outfield.
This brings Addison Snyder to the plate, the catcher. Takes a strike.
Had that walk-off home run a couple days ago against New Mexico State.
Her first home run. The 0-1. Taken for a strike, 0-2. Flames have the corners of the infield in just in case there's a squeeze on. Middle infield playing a few steps in as well. The 0-2 off speed. Well, looked like it was off speed the way it came out of her hands, but that still had some mustard on it. High though, 1-2. Missed again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Escobar looks at her wrist and now throws the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Runners at first and third. 1 out, no score. In the top of the 4th, La Tech at the plate. Here's the payoff from Escobar. Ground ball to short, only 1 play, over to first. Byron gets her out, but a run does come through. And La Tech gets on the board first. So a ground out, but an RBI for Addison Snyder. Allie Furr. We may have a challenge coming.
Is this a runner leaving early situation?
I think that's what they're going to look at. Whether the runner at first might have left early.
And
if that were to be overturned, that would take the run off the board.
Run off the board. it would be a no pitch. The runner on first would be out, so there would be 2 outs, and they would have to revert to the count before that pitch.
Well, this is a big play in this game, or a big call in this game. We'll have to see what the umpires have to say. They head over to the replay shed, which is just behind the first base dugout.
And they last year, those challenges with runners leaving early were getting out of hand, so they made sure that it was something that actually affected the play that you could challenge.
And we've got a pretty quick decision. And the runner is safe. So the run will score.
That ends a 17-inning shutout streak for Escobar.
Moody's now down at second, and Allie Furr, who lined out to left field, a diving catch by Dorr, her first time up, grounds to second. Woodard with the play. And she gets the final out of the inning, but not before one run comes across for the Bulldogs on the RBI ground out by Addison Snyder. Flames will try to get it back when we head now to the bottom of the fourth inning. We're back with that after this timeout here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Your business deserves a bank that values relationships and prioritizes customer service. Since 1979, First Bank and Trust Company has been delivering on these very commitments. Our bankers have been accessible, consultative, and provide a degree of understanding developed through years of commercial experience. First Bank and Trust has the expertise and capital to fund small and large projects up to $32 million. More information on First Bank and Trust and its services is available at firstbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Score big at Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg with major brands of appliances that will make your house feel like a home and outdoor equipment to have your yard looking its best. Haley's puts customer service first. They deliver and service all of the products they sell and will take care of the process from start to finish. Log on to Haley's.com today for product availability. Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg is a proud sponsor for Liberty Flames Athletics.
Follow the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner on social media and keep up with all your favorite teams. Search LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Now back to more Lady Flame softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Flames now trailing 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Bren McManus will lead off for Liberty. Flames have the 3, 4, and 5 spots. They hit the ball hard in the last half inning, or the last inning, I should say, but just couldn't find any open space. A couple of liners to short as McManus takes his first pitch for a ball. She's hitting .333 on the year. Pops it up high into center field. Coming in a few steps is Gillio. She makes the catch for the first out. And for the most part, the Flames offense just hasn't been able to get clicking today. They scored 2 runs, but late in the game against Jack State. We're 3 1/3 innings into this game and nothing across yet for Liberty. They're down by 1. Brooke Roberts, Flames first baseman, takes the first pitch for a ball. Roberts reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. The 1-0. Hit hard into the gap in left center field. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Roberts is chugging into second with a stand-up double. If there's anybody for Liberty to get the dugout fired up, it's Brooke Roberts. She's got all the emotion in the world inside of her. And now she's trying to get that energy back into her teammates. That brings up KK Madry with 1 out.
7th double of the season for Roberts.
Martin pitch is bunted, and a diving catch in foul territory by Rayleigh, the third baseman. What a highlight catch to get KK out. Roberts still at second. Flames with 2 outs are going to have to get a little magic if they want to plate the run.
That change of direction was very quick and very athletic. There's still divots in the infield where she had to make that cut.
First pitch to Dorr is smashed but foul. Down the third base line and out of play. Dorr had a hard hit single back in the second.
Flames have had some, the opponents have made some, all 3 games have made some amazing plays on defense. Even the 8-0 game yesterday against La Tech.
0-1 inside, almost hit her. She heads back towards the on-deck circle, now charges into the left-handed batter's box. Again, the Flames in the gray unis today, dark blue numbers. Blue helmets, blue stirrups. The 1-1, just outside, ball 2. La Tech in the royal blue unis with red numbers and white trim from top to bottom. All grass surface here at WKU Softball Complex, dirt infield. The 2-1, ripped down the line in right field. It gets to the wall. 1 run is in. Dorr stands at second with a double. Roberts ties the ball game up with her run, and the Flames even this at 1 apiece. How about some timely hitting by Paige Dorr?
She had that 2-run double in the 6th of the Jack State game this afternoon.
Yeah, she's been certainly an offensive bright spot for Liberty on the day today. Rachel Crane, she'll step up with a runner in scoring position, a chance to give the Flames the lead in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to her is low.
Dorr had that sac fly yesterday, so she's got 4 RBIs for the tournament.
Crane hitting .250 on the season, 3 home runs. The 1-0 down the third base line, foul. Right in front of head coach Don Richardson Pinto. And I mentioned that an all grass playing surface, everything in fair territory is grass. Everything in the outfield is grass. There is turf behind home plate and along the dugouts, but not in fair territory. The 1-1 in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nice crowd of Flames fans, along with the Liberty dugout, making a bunch of noise. Here's the 2-1. Missed again. 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner at second, 1 in. Tie game at 1. The 3-1 to Crane. Ground ball foul right past, and actually not past Coach Dot Richardson. A kick save and a beauty.
And it was a kick right into the glove of third baseman Rayleigh.
Yeah, that was perfectly placed. That looks like something the soccer guys and gals would be doing to warm up. Little hand-foot-eye coordination. 3-2, just off the plate, ball 4. Crane draws the walk. That's the first walk of the game. For Martin, he does have a strikeout as well. There's going to be a conversation in the circle. All the infielders are there, no coaches, at least not yet. just the least little bit chilly with the wind blowing in, although the wind is not blowing as hard as it was earlier, and it has been blowing in all day, but we haven't seen that completely stop the home run output in this tournament. A lot of line drive homers to left center field, just beating up against the parking garage. Currently showing 64 degrees here in Bowling Green. Savannah Jesse will step in. Runners at first and second. Tie game, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Savannah is popped up, foul and out of play. Just beside the bleachers. It's actually all chairback seats here at WKU Softball Complex, and behind home plate and one section up towards the dugouts, but no seating on top of the dugouts or in the outfield. This pitch bounces up. Nice job by Snyder to keep it in front of her. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. The bullpens are just directly behind, as far as behind if you're saying going out towards the outfield. Each dugout. The 1-1 to Jesse. Missed inside. Ball 2, and now Martin's having a little trouble finding the zone. 1 run already across after a double from Roberts, and then a double by Dorr. After a crane walk, we've got runners at first and second. Here's the 2-1 to Jesse. Down the middle for a strike.
Alexia Carrasquillo is in the on-deck circle. Should Jesse reach, she would pinch hit for Byram.
We saw Carrasquillo in first game of the day, that 7-2 loss to Jack State. Here's the 2-2 to Jesse. Hit hard to center field. Back at the track at the wall and caught by Gillio over her shoulder to end the inning. Savannah Jesse couldn't have hit that much harder. 2 strides away from getting it out of the ballpark, but an excellent catch by Gillio to put the Flames down here in the 4th. Liberty does get 1 run to tie the ball game up at 1 apiece. Flames have really seen some good defense against them in this tournament so far. And because of that, we're locked up going into the 5th. We'll take a break and be back after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Move those coffee chains, Flames fans, and go local. Central Virginia's own Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company is the premier coffee partner of Liberty Athletics. Pay them a visit at one of their cafes in the Richmond area or at the Richmond International Airport. They'll also ship their specialty grade coffee straight to your door. Visit ironcladcoffee.com, that's www.ironcladcoffee.com, to check out the coffee Flames fans are talking about.
Curious about the housing market in Central Virginia? The caring, competent, trusted advisors at Carl Miller Realty have over 100 years of combined experience. We are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk with our winning team. That's carlmillerrealty.com.
Now back to more Lady Flame softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
(1-1) Liberty and La Tech, as the sun is now set. There's a nice pinkish orange sky out to the west. It's the first time in this tournament that the Flames have played under the lights. The games yesterday were moved earlier because of some potential weather. The weather really avoided this area. Some strong storms to the north and the south, but nothing here.
Some bad weather in Owensboro yesterday. I believe that was one of the places they got affected.
Down into Tennessee, some bad storms as well. And Escobar fires into Alana Rogers for a ball.
Crane took her glove off on that one. She thought that was definitely a strike.
The 1-0 called a strike on the inside corner. Apologize, we don't have the umpires for today's game, not listed on the official lineup. We'll try to effort that as this pitch is fouled off and the count goes to 1-2. Rogers, 275 on the year. Doesn't have any homers, 15 RBIs. Takes this pitch for a ball, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The umpires are Steve Wenner at home, Jacob St. John at first, and Aaron Golden at third. Aaron Golden was the home plate umpire for the Jack State game.
This pitch hit the batter. Just nipped her on the arm, it looked like. Rogers will trot down to first. So just like the last inning, the first runner got on in the third. That runner was Rayleigh, who singled, and she came around to score. Flames answered in the bottom half of the fourth, and we've got a tie game at 1. Bafuto squares the bunt and bunts it foul down the first baseline.
Rachel Crane yelled, "That's foul." Foul ball.
Doing her job.
Yep. She even put the hands up too. Does she have a future as an official?
I bet she would say no. The 0-1 from Escobar, another square to bunt. This time it's fair. Roberts will just tag out Bafuto. 3 unassisted, but a sacrifice to get Rogers in scoring position with 1 out.
Paige Bachman warming in the bullpen.
Elena Hang takes the first pitch for a strike.
Elena to Elena again.
Runner at second, Rogers has some speed. She's stolen 7 bases on the year. Not that there'd be any expectation of her stealing third as this pitch is fouled back and the count is now 0-2 to Hang. Hang also no homers on the season. The 0-2, high and outside, trying to get her to chase after it. She did not. Matter of fact, the last 4 batters in the lineup, no home runs. And if you go the last 5 batters in the lineup, only 1 home run on the season for La Tech. This pitch, check swing, did she go? They appeal, she did not. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Was it Hang who lined out to Dorr her first time up?
She did. No, to KK out in center field.
Oh, that's right. She lined it out to center field.
The 2-2. Big swing, but a big miss.
Yep.
And a huge strikeout for Elena Escobar. Her second strikeout of the day. First was the very first batter of the game, which was Alexis Gilio, who is now coming back to the plate. First pitch to her, swung on and missed.
Another big swing. The last 2 swings have been big hacks.
Gilio does have a couple of homers on the season, but not really known as a power hitter. Takes it on the inside, just missed. Ball 1. Flames have Rachel Roop playing very shallow. She now retreats a little bit, but still about 5-6 paces in from normal. Inside corner, just off the plate again. And it's a 2-1 count from Escobar. This inside pitch is called a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with a runner at second. Tied at 1 in the top of the 5th. Escobar winds and fires. Lofted out into left field. Tracking out to get it is Byram. She makes the catch just in fair territory for the final out of the inning. So another leadoff runner on for La Tech, but this time she's stranded at second base. And the score stays tied as we now head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. I want to tell you that it's time to stretch, and the fifth inning stretch is presented by Carl Miller Realty. Don't stretch your budget when searching for your next home. Talk to the caring, competent, trusted advisors at Carl Miller Realty. Visit carlmillerrealty.com, and that is Carl with a K. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the Flames half of the fifth here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service, including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Larry's Tire has 2 locations in Lynchburg and at Able Tire in Concord. And coming soon, Larry's Tire will expand to a new service center in Forest. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
Lynchburg Nissan is jumping into March Madness with full court press savings. Right now, save $6,100 off MSRP. Lock in rates as low as 2.39%. And get up to 130% of fair KBB value for your trade. And because we believe in driving with confidence, every new Nissan comes with our 1,000,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's peace of mind for the road ahead. Don't miss these slam dunk deals. Visit Lynchburg Nissan today or shop online anytime at lynchburgnissan.com. Home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
One as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Liberty and La Tech. The winner goes to the championship game tomorrow against Jack State. Flames have a pinch hitter up, Alyssa Hinault. First pitch to her is foul back. Hinault batting for Jemiah Byram. Martin still in the circle for La Tech. This pitch is bounced down to short. Played cleanly by Hamoudi, who throws over for the first out.
That's one of the first times I've seen Pinal with a slap hit motion.
Now to the top of the lineup, Savannah Woodard. Woodard's 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out in the first, lined out in the third. Slaps it over toward short, but camping under it is Hamoudi as it just hung up a little bit. So 2 quick outs for Liberty, and Rachel Roop for the second time in the game comes up with nobody on and 2 outs. If I remember right, that little soft liner that Woodard hit her last time up was also to Hamoudi at short. That one might have been hit just a slightly bit harder, but not much. First pitch to Roop is taken for a strike. Rachel singled back in the first, lined out to short herself. Her last time up. The 0-1 outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on. La Tech scored 1 in the fourth. The Flames answered with 1 in the fourth. That's where we sit. The 1-1 to Roop. Outside, ball 2. Roop charges back towards the visiting team's on-deck circle down the third base line. And now digs in again to the right-handed batter's box, awaits the right-handed delivery from Martin. It's on the way. Hit hard, opposite field, at the wall, and over the head Or did she catch it? She caught it.
She caught it falling down.
Rogers caught the ball falling down. I thought that it went over her and she fell down, but she somehow made that catch. The Flames robbed again up against the wall. We saw Gillio do the same thing an inning ago. We stay tied at 1 and now go to the 6th inning. It's getting a little tense. Both teams trying to get their way into the championship round tomorrow, where Jack State awaits. We'll take a break and be back after this quick timeout here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
The Conference USA Baseball Championship is coming to Lynchburg. Be there as 8 teams battle for the conference crown in a double elimination tournament, with the winner getting an automatic bid to an NCAA regional, hosted by Liberty University's Worthington Field at Liberty Baseball Stadium, May 21st through the 25th. All session passes are on sale now. See every game for just $98. Youth passes are $35. Single session passes are also available. Get yours now at libertyflames.com/CUSA Baseball. You're listening to Lady Flame Softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Now for a look at the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders.
Well, we've been promising you some scores from the Big South. We talked about the A-Sun earlier. Our buddies in the Big South Conference earlier today. USC Upstate beat Winthrop 5-4. Radford over Longwood 3-1, and currently Winthrop leads Radford 1-0. These games all being played at Presbyterian College, and a true double elimination tournament.
Winthrop ended up winning that 1-0.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, you're right. That did just now go final.
And Winthrop would need to beat USC Upstate twice tomorrow to win the championship. USC Upstate only needs to win one in that.
Escobar in the circle. Her pitch to Rayleigh is popped up into foul territory, and it goes up into the netting.
Actually came through and almost hit our webcam.
Wow. Was not expecting that. We've got a netting over the top of us, so we've kind of felt protected, but it went into that netting and then rolled up. There's a gap, came through, and just about, guess we could make a play up here. The 0-2 line drive base hit into left field. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Door comes up with it quickly, but not before Rayleigh gets to second with a double.
Another leadoff runner for La Tech.
Reagan Marchant up to the plate with Rayleigh at second and no outs. He takes a strike. Rayleigh singled her last time up, so she's now 2 for 3 on the day. Marchant popped up and grounded out in her first 2 appearances. Tries to check her swing, but does not, and falls behind in the count, 0-2.
Marchant has 18 home runs, 53 RBIs, a transfer from South Carolina.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. With first base open, you might have thought that Escobar would have pitched gingerly, but she came right at Marchant and struck her out. Third strikeout of the day for Elena. Nicole Hamoudi, the shortstop. Grounds too short. Byram backs up on it. Strong throw over to first to get her. Holds the runner at second as well. So after a leadoff double, back-to-back outs and unproductive outs, it means it's going to take some 2-out damage from Allie Furr. Or correction, to Addison Snyder. First pitch to Snyder. Just outside for a ball. Snyder's 0 for 2 on the day. Did get an RBI on a ground out. The 1-0, called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Tied at 1 in the top of the 6th. Runner at second. Escobar fires it in. It's fouled back to the screen, 1 and 2. Escobar looks at her wrist. Now the 1-2. Outside, ball 2. Addison Snyder, the catcher, hitting .248 on the year, 1 homer. Fouls it back and out of play. That 1 homer was huge. The walk-off win in the opening game for La Tech of this tournament.
One of two-run home runs in that inning by La Tech.
2-2 from Escobar, hit hard, but towards door. Actually, no, it's not hit as hard as I thought. It kind of hung up. It's actually Jemiah Byram who tracks it down from short and makes the catch in the cool night air. So after a leadoff double, Escobar is able to dig in, get a strikeout, a ground out, and a pop out to keep La Tech off the board. We're still tied at 1 and heading now to the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Flames Nation, this is Liberty softball head coach and proud Flames Club member, Dot Richardson. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to join me in supporting Liberty Athletics' mission to train champions for Christ on and off the field. Your support directly impacts our student athletes and is a valuable part of our team. Membership starts at just $75 and comes with great benefits like access to premium seating, hospitality, and parking privileges. Join today. Visit libertyflamesclub.org.
Get the latest on your favorite Flames team with the Liberty Flames podcast. Just search Liberty Flames wherever you get your podcasts or go to libertyflames.com. This is Lady Flames softball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
Some big at-bats coming up for the Flames. Bryn McManus, Brooke Roberts, and KK Madry in a tie game, 1-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning with a trip to the championship game on the line. I think the thing that may have been lost so far in this game is the first pitch to McManus is fouled off. The expectation of Elena Escobar only giving up 1 run and pitching well is there, but Alyssa Martin has pitched so well. She's gotten some help. Her defense behind her has played extremely well. She's played great to keep the Flames bats pretty much stifled. Balls, or I should say the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Martin in the game so far, 5 innings pitched. She has given up 5 hits, but only 1 run. It was earned, 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Only 1 extra base hit. That was what led to the RBI. Fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to McManus.
And when you end up in the contenders bracket, you end up with your pitching depth gets tested.
Very true, and I was wrong. Two doubles given up in that inning that led to the 1 run that the Flames scored. The 1-2 coming in to McManus. Ground ball back up to Martin. She fields it. Tosses high, but playable to Marchant for the first out. Brooke Roberts hit a double, came around to score in the 4th on the double by Paige Dorr. Flames are looking for a hero. They certainly found that in the bat of Brooke Roberts in last year's CUSA tournament. She takes the first pitch for a ball.
And then carried that into regionals last year as well. 3 homers, 12 RBIs between those 9 games.
got 5 homers this season combined. Takes a pitch for a ball and gets out ahead in the count, 2-0. We saw Martin have a little bit of a struggle in a couple of those early innings finding the zone, but for the most part, she's been able to get out ahead of hitters. A 4.83 ERA on the season. But you wouldn't know it by the way she's pitched today so far. The 2-0 hit hard to right field. Going back is Rogers. It's over her head. One hops the wall. Brooke Roberts will slide into second with another double. Does the double dance at second base, gets the dugout fired up again, and the Flames now have the go-ahead run in scoring position with 1 out. And it looks like we're going to have a
pinch hitter, Lexia Carrasquillo.
So Carrasquillo will bat for Madry.
And if you remember, Carrasquillo was actually in the on-deck circle when the 4th inning ended, I believe it was. She was going to pinch hit for Byram, but then when Jesse got out, Penalt pinch hit for Byram. So now she's pinch hitting in a run-producing situation.
Carrasquillo, 333 on the season. We're tied at 1. A runner at second with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Martin. Inside corner for a strike. Carrasquillo, 4 home runs on the season, 15 RBIs.
Her 4th home run came here a couple months ago.
The 0-1 from Martin. Ground ball back to Martin. She can't play it. It gets past her. No throw anywhere. Everybody's safe. Carrasquillo at first. Roberts at third. And now a sac fly would give the Flames the lead. Let's see how that's ruled. That was a.
They scored that in error. I would tend to go with that.
It was definitely playable. Yeah. It wasn't hit as hard as we have seen in this tournament as far as back to pitchers, but wasn't an easy play, but I think one that she probably does make 8 out of 10 times. We're going to have a conversation out in the circle. Chelsea Cohen-Krabetsky, the pitching coach, and Josh Taylor, the head coach, both come out to talk to the entire infield.
That was one that almost looked like she was looking at third base and took her eye off the ball because the runner from second was going, and she had to look at that, and it seemed like she might have been making the play before she had it, and it kind of crawled up, the Sobel kind of crawled up her arm. There was some English on it, but I would say, like you said, 8 out of 10, that play is made.
KK Madry will re-enter the game for Carrasquillo at first, and you got to think she's got second base on her mind. And I don't think La Tech would challenge her, as Paige Dorr is the hitter. After the conversation, Martin's ready to go. First pitch, Dorr squares the bunt. Madry takes off, no throw. She'll stand at second. La Tech wasn't going to throw down and give Brooke Roberts a chance to steal home. And there was very little chance they would get KK anyway. And we may possibly see a challenge as to whether or not Madry left early, or did Madry not re-enter the game? Is that the problem? No, they're going to challenge. Going to challenge to see if KK left early.
And
we saw that challenge earlier.
I believe that was yesterday, and it was successful.
And KK was out. Yeah.
Which would, I mean, I guess you can't take them home with you, but as far as the challenges go, so it's worth the shot.
Yeah, and I'd say the success rate this season with KK is not high,
no.
But after getting one yesterday, why wouldn't you in this spot? That'd be the difference between runners at second and third with 1 out, as opposed to a runner at third with 2 outs. Be a big difference in this ball game, and I just would be shocked if KK left early, knowing that there was likely not going to be a throw down to get her. It was more of an enticement to try to see if the throw would come. The possibility of Roberts then stealing home. But we'll see. A quick decision, and I'll give them credit. The umpires have not. And she's out. They've not wasted a lot of time, and KK
that's 2 for 2.
is out, and that is a huge play in this ball game. It was not really a needed runner at all. You steal second because it's not going to be contested, and you get the force off of the bases, but now you've got an 0-1 count and a runner at third.
It's actually no pitch, so he just held up 0-0 with the dead ball, delayed dead ball.
So Paige Dorr now going to need a 2-out hit. First pitch to her is taken for a ball.
And you take the sacrifice off.
Exactly.
Both
I mean, that's
the
why
bunt
that's
and the fly.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not the bottom of the seventh inning. It's it's not the seventh inning to where the game is completely on the line. But at this point, the go-ahead run is so huge, the runner at first really wasn't as important. The 1-0 is in the dirt. Good job by Snyder to keep it in front of her. It's now 2-0. So that's an uncharacteristic mistake by KK Madry. Again, in that spot, she would have just jogged down to second. I don't think they were going to throw the ball. The 2-0 to Dorr. Hit hard to left field and right at Hing. She makes the catch.
And that's a sac fly if that challenge was unsuccessful.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So that's a tough way for the Flames to not be able to get anything across in the bottom of the sixth inning. We're tied at 1. And heading to the 7th, it's all on the line. The winner goes to the championship against Jack State tomorrow at noon, local, 1 o'clock Eastern, and we'll see who's going to get there after this timeout from Van Wagner.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
You're listening to Liberty Softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Time now to check the Carter Bank box score.
We're going to the 7th inning, and we still have a tie game, 1-1. La Tech 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error. The Flames 1 run on 6 hits and no errors. Flames and La Tech both got their 1 run in the 4th inning. Alyssa Martin has pitched well for the Bulldogs, and Elena Escobar has pitched well for the Flames. Allie Furr will lead things off for the Bulldogs. First pitch to Furr. Outside for a ball. Furr, designated player, lined out to Dorr first time up and then grounded out in the 4th. Squares the bunt, pulls back and takes a strike, 1-1.
Dropped a nice changeup in there.
Infield in for the Flames. Left-handed Furr slaps it out into left field and just in a foul territory. Paige Dorr made a dive at it. Came up empty, but a good effort by Dorr. It was going to be a foul ball either way, and Dorr laid out We've seen her make some outstanding catches in very similar spots. As a matter of fact, she caught a line out by Allie Furr in the second inning that has a star by it. The 1-2, high and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Every at-bat so important at this spot in the game. Tied at 1. In the 7th inning, Flames are the home team. They'll get the final at-bat. We have a little miscommunication, so Savannah Jesse will come out and talk with Elena Escobar. Escobar, through 6 innings pitched, has given up 3 hits, struck out 3, 1 walk, 1 run that was earned. Now the 2-2 to Furr, taken for a ball. Count runs full.
Leadoff batter has reached in 4 out of the 6 innings, including each of the last 3.
Escobar's payoff, foul back. Furr just got a piece of it to stay alive. Furr hitting .263 on the season. Nobody on, nobody out. Here's the 3-2. Slap right at Crane, who makes the catch at third. Boy, Rachel Crane over the last 2 seasons has made some stabs at third base. We saw her make a huge catch to end the ball game at the Conference USA Tournament last year in New Mexico State.
That's true. This one, very, very quick backhand.
Alana Rogers at the plate, takes the first pitch for a ball. Rogers was hit by a pitcher last time up, grounded out in the second. Here's the pitch from Escobar, popped out into center field, trekking over towards the gap and left to make the catch is Madry.
We're gonna see a pinch hitter here for La Tech.
Bafuto was scheduled to bat, the second baseman, who was 0 for 1 and had a sacrifice.
Number 2, Kaylee Greeley, pinch hitter.
Greeley, the junior, bats from the right side. Nobody on, 2 outs to Greeley. Takes a strike. Escobar out ahead. Greeley a .240 hitter on the season. No home runs. No RBIs. The 0-1. Misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Only her 26th at bat on the season. Here's the pitch. Strike called. 1-2.
La Tech is 0 for 6 with 2 outs tonight.
The 1-2, high and tight, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still a picturesque night here in Bowling Green. The sun is set, but still some pink skies. The 2-2, ground ball, Woodard, nice play at second, throws over to Roberts, who digs it out, and the Flames go to the bottom of the 7th with a chance to walk it off. We're tied at 1. The winner goes to the championship round tomorrow against Jack State. And I say round, it's a single elimination game, winner take all. Even though you're coming out of the losers bracket, you just have to win 1 game tomorrow. Woodard, that was showing off her range to get to that. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the Flames half of the 7th. Here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Stay informed and entertained with the Liberty Flames podcast, presented by Century Exteriors. Get the latest news and hear from the players and coaches from your favorite Flames teams.
First of all, it's a privilege just to have a chance to be in the NCAA tournament.
I expect us to play our best football going forward. I really believe that.
Catch the latest coaches shows, the NASCAR podcast, double coverage, the Liberty Flames Clubhouse Report, and more. It's all on the Liberty Flames podcast channel. Listen on the Liberty Flames mobile app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, this is Alan York, asking you to join the team as a member of the Flames Club. As a Flames Club member, you can make a difference by directly contributing to the success of Liberty Athletics. The Flames Club's mission is to raise the financial support needed to provide our coaches and student athletes with the resources to compete for championships. Membership levels vary and begin at just $75. Some gifts may even be tax deductible. When you join the Flames Club, you're truly investing in champions and championships. Join today at libertyflamesclub.org.
Follow the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner on social media and keep up with all your favorite teams. Search LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Now back to more Lady Flame softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Rachel Crane leads things off for Liberty. We're tied at 1. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Flames with a chance to win this game here. First pitch from Martin, popped up. High on the infield behind second base, making the catch is Bafuto.
She re-entered after being pinch hit for with 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
So with 1 out, Savannah Jesse. She was robbed by the center fielder Gilio her last time up. What looked like it's going to be extra bases.
She has a walk-off hit in tournament history.
First pitch to her is outside for a ball.
Last year's championship game, RBI double to end it.
Let's see if she can do it again. Take a long ball in this spot. Here's the 1-0 from Martin. Back up the middle, base hit towards the gap. It's cut off by Gilio, so that'll keep Jesse to a single. The Flames have the game-winning run at first base.
We're going to see a pinch runner here for Jesse.
I'm going to guess it's, well, we'll see.
It's Aubrey Norris.
And my supposition there is a double and trying to score from first to third. You want, or first to home, I should say, you want the absolute fastest player you've got at your disposal, and Aubrey Norris would fit that bill.
Yeah, she was a track athlete in high school, and her sister's a track athlete who's actually coming to Liberty to run track. Carmel, Indiana.
Jemiah Byram. She steps into the batter's box with a runner at first. 1 out, tied at 1 in the 7th. First pitch taken for a strike. Byram hit a homer in the Flames' opening victory against La Tech.
Byram from Henderson, Kentucky, playing in her home Commonwealth.
The 0-1 swung on and missed. She falls behind in the count, 0-2. With 1 out, and then going back to the top of the lineup, you would hope for a productive out in this spot. We'll also see if Norris might be thinking about stealing. She's got a lot of speed at first. Here's the 0-2 outside, ball 1. And you can't say enough about Alyssa Martin, the pitcher for La Tech. She has played great in this ball game. Her teammates have gotten her out of a couple of jams, but for the most part, she's pitched well. Runner at first. The 1-2 to Byram. Back up the middle, and it's stabbed at second base by Bafuto. She tosses over to Hamoudi to get the out, and the Flames, I think, are going to challenge this.
Challenge a juggle at second.
Dot thinks that there wasn't control of the ball after the throw to second. We'll see. This is another huge replay call in this game. Big difference. It would be runners at first and second with 1 out. As it sits now, it would be a runner at first with 2 outs. So after a conversation, the 3 umpires are now going to head towards the replay hut. I mean, it really is just a shed down behind the Flames dugout where they have the television monitors set up. So we saw a big replay the last time Liberty was at bat, when the Flames had runners at first and third with 1 out. KK Madry stole second, but there was a replay review and she had left early. I don't know that there's anything there.
No, from that angle, it appeared that she had a hand on her non-glove hand was securing the ball in the glove. It was just a little funny of the way she bounced on the ground, but I'm not sure if we have another angle to see.
Again, another spot where I guess it's worth a challenge. Now that you're in the 7th inning, the umpires can decide to review anything that they want to at this point. So I'm sure any bang-bang plays from here on out, they would take a look at. That really wasn't a bang-bang play in that the throw got there in plenty of time. The question is, was it secured? As we take a nice look at a slow-mo replay. Haven't quite gotten to the point of seeing the play yet. We're just seeing the wind-up. Now, after Bafudo made the play at second, it was not cleanly picked up by the shortstop Hamoudi, but I never really saw the ball move around in her glove. It was just more like a snow cone.
And this is that back angle again that we're seeing.
That's the one angle when you look at the very end as she goes to the ground. Was the ball still moving and not trapped as she was getting to the dirt? Well, I don't know if there's enough to overturn it, but that is the one thing that you could look at and say, if she had it secured before she went to the ground, then that would be enough. But if she didn't, and then when she got to the ground, it was still moving around, it's possible, but I still think we just don't have enough evidence to overturn this.
Kind of like the football using the ground to complete the catch.
Yeah, if the ball was still rattling around and hit the ground as she was going to the floor. Let's see. Call is out. So it will hold up. Flames will have a runner at first with 2 outs.
How many plays in this game alone have been just top-notch defensive plays by La Tech? That was about number 5 or 6 that I could count.
Back to the top of the lineup, Savannah Woodard will have to do some damage with 2 outs. Byram is at first. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1.
On that last view, I saw Aubrey herself was putting the hands up for the headset challenge review.
So she saw the same thing Coach Richardson saw. Unfortunately, the officials didn't. We really didn't either. The 1-0 popped back and out of play. Woodard on the season, hitting .332. She does have 8 home runs, 9 doubles. A double here would probably end the ball game. Here's Martin's 1-1. Hit hard and stabbed at second. The throw over to first is not going to be in time, but they throw behind Byram and she's in a rundown. Between second and third, she's tagged out. Bafudo kept that from getting into the outfield. And even though she wasn't able to throw out Woodard at first, it kept the play in the infield and allowed the throw back behind Byram and it caught her a few too many paces past second. She got put into a rundown and was thrown out, or was tagged out, I should say. So an exciting 7th, but nothing across. We go now to extras. The Flames and La Tech tied at 1 here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate, or visit us at centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram.
Lynchburg Nissan is jumping into March Madness with full-court press savings. Right now, save $6,100 off MSRP. Lock in rates as low as 2.39%. And get up to 130% of fair KBB value for your trade. And because we believe in driving with confidence, every new Nissan comes with our million-mile powertrain warranty. That's peace of mind for the road ahead. Don't miss these slam-dunk deals. Visit Lynchburg Nissan today or shop online anytime at lynchburgnissan.com. Home of the million-mile warranty.
As a Flames Club member, you get access to premium seating, parking, and hospitality on game day. Go to libertyflamesclub.org today to learn more. Now back to more Lady Flame softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
We go to extra innings with a seat in the championship game on the line. Tied at 1. Liberty and La Tech, and Joe, the first extra inning game of the entire season for Liberty. That seems hard to believe, but it certainly is. Escobar throws a strike to Hing, and now Hing laces this pitch out into right field. Root thought about throwing it to first because it was a hard hit ball, but Hing's got enough speed that she stands in with a single.
Yeah, and Liberty is 5-7 all time in extra inning games in conference tournament history.
Only the 4th hit of the game for La Tech, as Gillio will try to bunt her down to second, but bunts it foul. Joe, as you mentioned, a lot of times.
Is that the 5th time this game the leadoff batter reaches?
That's what I'm looking at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bunt again, but right to Crane, who dives and makes the catch. Rachel Crane gets the first out of the inning with an excellent play. That was going to be a foul ball, but she covered a lot of territory, and we've seen both third basemen dive in on bunted attempts that got in the air. Rayleigh was the one that made the catch for La Tech a couple innings ago, and she now comes to the plate. Runner still at first, and Coach Dot Richardson is going to come out. And it looks like
she needs to officially re-enter a player, I believe. So I think that's what she's doing.
Who would that be?
Jesse got pinch run for her.
That's right. So Aubrey Norris came in for Savannah Jesse, and that accounting paperwork is taken care of.
So if that out would have been recorded by Jesse, then they could have appealed and it would have come off the board.
Would they have had to done it before Coach Dot came out? Yeah. Here's the pitch. Strike called. 0-1.
I saw one on Twitter where Beth Torino was racing the opposing coach down to the umpire.
That's funny. The 0-1 from Escobar. Runner goes. Throw down is not in time. It squirts behind the bag, but not far enough. And a stolen base for Hing. She's now in scoring position. Stolen base brought to you by the Good Feet Store. Thank them for the support of the broadcast. Count is 0-2 to Claire Rayleigh. Escobar fires. Ground ball back to her. She's going to throw to third, and they get the lead runner. Rachel Crane applies the tag. Escobar, cat-like reflexes in the circle. Liberty with 2 outs now, and La Tech a runner at first.
This is what you love to see in conference tournament play. Extra innings, a lot of excitement.
Reagan Marchant to the plate. Takes the first pitch for a ball.
But you also don't want to play too deep into the night. You got a game tomorrow.
Somebody does.
Somebody does. Yep.
The 1-0, check swing.
A bit low, I believe.
She did not go. Count 2-0. Marchant, 18 homers on the season, but we saw in the last at bat, Escobar came right at her even when there was a base open. Right now, first base is not open. Pitch is high and inside, 3-0.
Hamoudi's a tough batter on deck. Batting .346, 8 home runs, 42 RBIs.
3-0, outside, ball 4. Never really had anything to hit in that spot. I don't know if the Flames were intentionally pitching around her, but they certainly weren't going to give her anything good to see. Nicole Hamoudi, the shortstop. She's 1 for 3 on the day. Single back in the 4th. First pitch to her is just outside.
The corner infielders are getting a little heated on some of these calls.
The 1-0. Off speed for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second. Marchant at first, Rayleigh at second. 2 outs to Hamoudi. Inside, ball 2. Escobar looks at her wrist. Now the 2-1. A little high.
Yep.
3 balls and 1 strike. There are 2 outs, but runners at first and second in a tie game. Top of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks. And the bases are loaded. The hero of the opening game for La Tech, Addison Snyder. So we're going to have a conversation between all the Flames infielders. No coaches involved at the moment. Bases full of Bulldogs. Hamoudi at first, Marchant at second. Rayleigh the go-ahead run at third. And a tie ball game, and now we are going to have Casey Fagan-Graham come out, as well as Coach Dot Richardson Pinto. She's going to talk with the infielders. And actually talk to the outfielders. All 3 Flames coaches are out. It's, Coach Dot is talking to the 3 outfielders. Sammy Fagan-Harmon is talking to Savannah Jesse. Casey Fagan-Graham is talking to the infielders. And I think we're ready to go now. Dot has a little bit of a long walk in from the outfield.
Yes.
But we'll be ready to play some ball here in just a second.
Yeah, Coach Richardson was going over the spray charts, and I believe they're just trying to make sure all the defense is figured out, where to go with the ball. Obviously 2 outs, any base is an out, is a force out.
Bases are loaded. Addison Snyder, first pitch to her is a ball outside. Flames were wanting that. The zone has tightened a bit. The 1-0 off speed but low, nowhere to put her. 2 balls and no strikes. 1-1 in the top of the 8th. The 2-0 from Escobar, swung on and missed. Big cut by Snyder, but she came up empty.
She wanted that one.
She knew she was going to get a pitch to hit. The 2-1. Strike called. It evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. What a huge moment in this game. Bases juiced for the Bulldogs, but 2 outs. Here's the 2-2. Popped up and out of play. Just behind us.
That hit the roof, I almost fell off yesterday.
Joe's instincts are to catch stats that fly away. Another 2-2 from Escobar. Just missed outside, ball 3.
Rachel Roop is due up first for the Flames in the bottom of the 8th.
Flames would love to have a tie game when they get to her. Here's the 3-2 pitch, foul back. Again, the base is loaded with Bulldogs. 2 outs, top of the 8th, tied at 1. The winner moves on to the championship game tomorrow. Escobar gets the signal. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called looking. The Flames get out of a mess, and they got a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 8th with, as Joe said, Rachel Roop coming to the plate. What a huge 3-2 offering by Elena Escobar, and you got some fired up Flames huddling up on the first baseline. We'll take a break, and we'll have the Flames Hacks coming up after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Curious about the housing market in Central Virginia? The caring, competent, trusted advisors at Carl Miller Realty have over 100 years of combined experience. We are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk with our winning team. That's carlmillerrealty.com.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
La Tech loaded the bases in the top of the 8th inning, but Elena Escobar was able to get out of it with her 4th strikeout of the game. And now Liberty will have Rachel Roop leading off the bottom of the 8th. The Flames can get a run across. They'll move on to play Jack State for the title. And here's a tough spot. If you're La Tech, do you give Rachel Roop anything to hit? Do you even consider putting the game-winning run on first base? We'll see. Martin has pitched so well for the Bulldogs. Here's the first pitch to Roop. Foul back, big cut. Just missed it.
She has one game-deciding walk-off home run in her career. Is the opening game last year against St. John's.
Roop, the righty, digs back in. The 0-1. Low and in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Roop's also 1 homer away from the single-season program record held by Jessica Moore in 2006 of 21.
McManus and Roberts to follow. Now the 1-1 pitch to Roop. called a strike. So they're coming right at her. 1-2. Roop takes a walk, now heads back towards the batter's box. Martin does the same from the back of the circle. We're ready to go again. Tied in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2, that's close. Good eye by Roop.
You talked about Allie Floyd this afternoon with a gutsy performance. Martin in the circle has done everything they could ask for.
Absolutely. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Rachel Roop. No timeout going to be called by Martin. Martin came into this game with a 5.21 ERA.
The Flames fans are getting into it.
She now has a 2-2 pitch to Roop, high and outside, 3-2. Martin has lowered her ERA by almost half a run with this performance today. Payoff pitch to Rachel Roop, tied in the 8th. Hit hard back up the middle, base hit. Roop's on board, and the Flames have the winning run at first. We've seen Rachel Roop do some good things on the base paths in her career. Brendan McManus, the hitter for Liberty. She steps in and awaits the first pitch from Martin. Another hard hit ball, base hit center field. Roop's going to hold at second. The Flames have them at first and second with no outs in the bottom of the 8th, tie game. We talked about how Brooke Roberts loves the limelight. In situations where she's on the big stage, she has produced time and time again. She's got an opportunity with a runner in scoring position to do that here.
Had a walk-off double earlier this season against Virginia at home. Obviously, a lot of heroics in last year's conference tournament and regionals, so that big stage is where she thrives. Meeting in the mound circle.
Quick chat just amongst the infielders, no coaches involved. We're ready to go, but with no outs, if you're Roberts, you'd love to get the winner right here, but if nothing else, you want to move those runners on the bases if you can. Infield in on the corners for La Tech. Here's the first pitch to Roberts, high and outside.
Flames are 9-3 in one-run games this year, with the last one of those being the one that B-Rob walked off against Virginia.
Well, if she walks this one off with a home run, it won't be a one-run game.
Correct. Any other hit.
The 1-0 to Roberts, high and outside again, 2-0. If Roberts were to get on board, it would be KK Madry coming to the plate. Paige Dorr to follow her. Got no outs. Roop's at second. McManus is at first. Here's the 2-0. Popped up and next to us. Really close to us. Joe, you almost could have made a play on that. 3 feet to the left of you. Missed the netting that's protecting us.
Yep.
Just to our right of the netting.
That's about 3 feet. 3 feet to the side of where my stat sheet was yesterday.
Here's a 2-1 pitch to Brooke Roberts with runners at first and second. Tied in the bottom of the 8th. Martin winds and fires. Just missed. 3 balls and 1 strike. A walk here would put the winning run on third with no outs. Flames fans in attendance come alive. Here's the 3-1 to Roberts. Ground ball to a short. Making the play actually from third is Rayleigh. And she gets the out. There was a collision between the shortstop and Rachel Roop at third, and now there's a conversation being had between the third base umpire and both coaches that are actually standing in the same spot. Let's see what this is. This is a huge call in this game. Roop ran into the shortstop, but it was actually the third baseman, Rayleigh, that made the play, threw over to get the out. Runners are standing at second and third with one out, but if this is considered some sort of obstruction, that could change the way this plays out. If the umpires were to determine that Roop running into the shortstop caused her to not be able to make the play, and maybe she could have gotten a double play, which certainly she could not have.
No.
But if they determine that, then they could call Roop out at third.
Correct. But on the other side, Dot wants to, because they threw the arm out, so I don't know if they called interference or obstruction where the fielder didn't give her a path to the base. So that, I think that's the discussion that they're trying to figure out.
And it's a long discussion between all three umpires, because I think they understand that this is an enormous call in this ball game. And I'm not sure if this is reviewable or not. If it is, I'm sure they'll take a look at it. Let's get the indication. Now they come back over to the coaches. And I can't tell by body language as to who's happy and who's not, but it does look like they're going to take a look at it.
Yeah, they're going to use their own.
So they're going to do a review, but I'm not entirely sure what the call is at the moment.
No.
Right now, McManus stands at second and Roop's on third. The out was recorded at first. The ground ball was going towards short, and that's Hamoudi, but Rayleigh cut in front, made the play, threw over to get Roberts. But Roop, who was going to third, ran in to the shortstop, Hamoudi. They collide, not hard enough that either fell. Roop gets the third. Haley picks up the ball, throws to first. And we thought it was going to be runners at second and third with one out. But the third base umpire made a signal, and we're trying to figure out if that was, who it was obstruction on.
Right.
Usually in that spot it would be on the runner.
Correct.
But since she ran into a fielder that didn't field the ball was fielded cleanly by a different fielder and thrown out. And they're reviewing it, and I'm not really sure what they're looking at on the review, and we don't really know exactly what the call is at the moment, but hopefully it'll get sorted out here quickly enough.
Yeah, I believe at this moment I feel like it's just an out at first, but I don't know if they call obstruction, what that does, or if they call interference, what that does.
Would that move the runners back?
Right.
Would that say out at first, but the runners have to move back to first and second?
I feel like that's obstruction.
We'll see. The decision has been made. All three umpires are going to huddle up again before they let us know. Tied at 1 in the bottom of the 8th inning with a ticket to the championship game on the line. And they're going to say safe at third. So Roop's at third.
Correct. But there's an out at first. But yeah, so out at first, runners on second.
Everything basically stays the same with what we thought it was going to be before the third base umpire made the indication for obstruction.
Right.
Now Coach Josh Taylor isn't happy. Did he just get ejected?
I think so. I don't know.
I think Coach Taylor just got ejected.
Oh, you aren't allowed to argue the result of a review. I think that's what it was.
And interestingly enough, it was reviewed, but it was still completely 100% a judgment call.
Correct. Yeah.
But because that rule is in place and he argued it, he has been tossed from the game. And I think the call is correct. I think the runner should be at second and
Correct,
third. I
correct.
don't think there was obstruction by Roop. It didn't affect the play at
No.
all. I think everything worked exactly the way it should, but I also don't think that Coach Taylor should have been tossed in that spot. You're talking about an elimination game in a conference tournament. You've got to have a little bit of leeway, and even though the rule might be in place about you can't argue a review, unless he was just calling you every name but choir member, I don't think you should toss him out of the game. But that's what's happening. Now we've got both coaching staffs, or what's left of the La Tech coaching staff, talking to their pitcher and infielder. The Flames hitters and runners are huddled up as well. What we're going to have is runners at second and third with one out. So Roberts goes down 5-4. Roop advances to third. McManus is at second. Her run doesn't matter at this point. Roop is the only run of consequence.
And with KK's bunting ability, you could definitely see a squeeze in this situation with Roop at third, or just have her slap.
KK was pinch hit for her last time up. She popped out on a diving catch on a bunt at third base in the fourth and struck out in the first. The winning runs at third. Runners at second and third for KK Madry. Martin still in the circle. Here's the pitch. High and outside. With first base open, you may consider walking Madry just to get a force at home. They aren't doing it intentionally, but that pitch was well out of the zone. Let's see what they do. Infield in, the 1-0. Outside in the dirt. Roop took a couple of steps, but a good job by Snyder to keep it out in front. It's 2-0. And if you are considering just pitching around KK at this point, I think you just do it intentionally because that one almost got away. 2-0 from Snyder. Same spot. Outside, ball 3. And I don't think they're going to throw a strike to KK. Certainly not anything that she can bunt. Infield in. Runners at second and third. One out. Tie game in the 8th. Here's the pitch. Called strike. So they did come back at her. After the first 3 pitches were all in the right-handed batter's box. Roop the winning run at third. 3-1 from Martin to Madry. Swung on and missed. The count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A big swing from KK, but she came up empty.
Way ahead of that changeup.
So the bunt's no longer an option. Here's the payoff pitch from Martin. She's looking at her wrist, taking a long time. Now finally gets the signal and fires. Ball 4. KK walks down to first. Now there's a force on any base, and Paige Dorr can be the hero.
Already has 4 RBIs in the tournament. RBI double earlier today.
Paige, the lefty, awaits the first pitch from Martin with the bases loaded. Now a timeout going to be taken by Martin. Dorr will walk back to the on-deck circle. Now charge in right on top of the plate. Game-winning run at third. The bases loaded and 1 out. Here's the pitch. High and inside. That almost hit her. That'd be a crazy way to walk off a game, but the Flames will take this winning run any way they can get it. Ticket to the championship is on the line. The 1-0, ground ball to second, scooped up, the throw home is in time. Just beating out Roop. They'll probably take a look at this. That was super close. And they are going to take a look. So the replay will decide whether or not the Flames have won this ball game, or if there's going to be 2 outs and the bases loaded for Rachel Crane. That was really, really close. This might be one of those where they have to break it down frame by frame to see whether it's a safe or an out call.
And I thought that was deep enough. I thought that was deep enough to second base that
Rachel Crane is actually following the umpires towards the replay shed, but she was going to the porta potty next to it. That was a funny sight. It was almost like she was going to go watch them while they looked at the replay, but then she peeled off at the porta potty. We got a chance to look at the replay, and that is so close. If her foot would have been
might not be
off, if it was off the
ground,
ground, I think she's out.
I think she's out.
Because her foot was hovering over the plate. It came down, but I think by the time it came down, the catcher already had the ball.
The only thing we're looking at is the catcher still on the plate when she catches it?
That's true, too. I don't know if you can tell from that angle. The angle we're looking at, I don't think you can tell.
But the catch was made before Roop got there. It's just a matter of the foot was on the base.
And we're talking inches. They've got a quick decision. They come out, and she is out.
She's got a fielder's choice there, 4-2 on the put out. That was a very athletic stretch by the catcher. You usually don't see that. All the way out front to make that play.
So the base is still loaded. Now Rachel Crane, she's going to have to do it with 2 outs. Flames have had some great opportunities in this game. Pitch from Martin, high and outside. Can Rachel Crane be the hero?
Crane has a walk-off hit in her career against Clemson a couple years ago.
McManus, the winning run at third now. The 1-0 to Crane, slapped out into center field, but right to Gilio, who makes the catch. And we continue on. Boy, some close calls in this ball game. The Flames had it set up to win a couple of times. Bases loaded here in the 8th with 1 out. They also had a spot in the 6th inning where it looked like they were going to have runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. But a left early replay thwarted that rally. And now a play at the plate replay ends this one. We continue on. Liberty and La Tech plan to try to get into the championship game tomorrow.
Are your feet preventing you from living life? Hi, I'm Jonathan Cotton, and you may have heard my good feet story, how I love my arch support so much that I bought the store. Since then, thousands of customers have found relief from foot, knee, and back pain. I love to hear their stories of walking, running, and just enjoying their new life pain-free. Don't let foot, knee, or back pain keep you from living the life you love. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. More information about Earthright Mid-Atlantic? 434-200-9716 or at erepower.com.
Get the latest on your favorite Flames team with the Liberty Flames podcast. Just search Liberty Flames wherever you get your podcasts or go to libertyflames.com. This is Lady Flames softball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
Tied at 1 now in the top of the 9th. The Flames and Bulldogs trying to get to the championship game tomorrow. Lena Escobar still in the circle. After a long time in the dugout, that last half inning went forever with a couple of replays. Bases loaded. Liberty just couldn't score. She's facing off against Allie Furr. The first pitch is a ball. Now a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Escobar at pitch number 133. Her career high is 139.
Furr 0 for 3 in the game. Grounds it foul down the first baseline, 1-2. In that last half inning for the Flames, we saw just about everything you could imagine. A bang-bang play at home where Rachel Roop almost won it. As the 1-2 is smacked out into left field. Dorr has to take a few steps back. She makes the catch. So 1 out for Alana Rogers. We also saw Josh Taylor, the head coach of La Tech, thrown out of that last half inning after arguing the result of a replay. First pitch to Rogers is taken for a ball.
Yeah, they reviewed obstruction. They reviewed the play at the plate.
The 1-0 outside, ball 2. Flames had the bases loaded with 1 out. Could not score. (2-0), high and inside, 3 balls and no strikes.
And when you're reviewing obstruction, I believe it only affects the runner who is obstructed. I don't think it affects all the other runners.
3-0, ball 4.
No.
The 4th walk of the game for Escobar.
That ties her season high for walks. 3rd time, last time was Middle Tennessee, April 5th.
Bafudo, the hitter, the righty, takes a strike.
She was pinch hit for last time up. Now back in the field and at the plate.
She's 0 for 1 in the day, had a sacrifice back in the 5th. Takes this pitch for a ball off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Escobar career high now, 141 pitches and climbing.
8 1/3 innings pitched. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. This is sent out into right field. Roop calls everybody off and makes the play in the right center field gap for the 2nd out. Elena Hang, the lefty, brings the infield in and takes a look at strike 1. Hang batting in the 9 spot. She singled, stole 2nd, and was stranded at 3rd back in the 8th. Struck out in the 5th, lined out to center field, our first at bat. The 0-1, right back up the middle and over the head of Escobar. She ducks to get out of the way, and it's another hard hit single by Hang. Runners at 1st and 2nd, but with 2 outs. Sends us back to the top of the lineup to Alexis Gillio.
Escobar almost got a haircut on that one.
She wears the mask, but she wouldn't have wanted to find out how good the mask worked. That was right over the top of her head. First pitch to Gillio, strike called. Gillio is 0 for 4 on the day. Struck out her first time up, ground out, pop out, and then was out on a bunt attempt that Rachel Crane made a diving catch in foul territory on. Ground ball to Woodard. It gets past Woodard to Roop. Roop's going to throw home. The play at the plate is in time. Or did she not get her? She got her. Out called. This will probably get reviewed too. Savannah Jesse made the tag The umpire didn't initially make a call, so that made me think maybe she didn't get her on the tag. The runner went past home plate. Jessie tried to go back and tag her again just in case, but before she applied that tag, the umpire signaled out. And there's going to be a conversation, and we're going to see whether or not this is going to be reviewed. It'll be up to the umpires. She's saying she got out of the baseline.
I think it's what their ruling is.
So that would not necessarily
be
reviewable. So if there was no tag made, the umpire is determining it was because she was out of the baseline, and that's why she's out. But how about that throw from Rachel Roop in right field to keep this a tie game at 1? If not for a strong throw, a charge to get to the ball before the throw, there's no chance for getting out of the baseline at home, and La Tech would have the lead. But instead, we go now to the bottom of the 9th inning, still tied at 1. Here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Frank Good Builders is a proud supporter of the Liberty Flames. Frank Good Builders and its partners design and build beautiful custom homes in the Lynchburg and the surrounding areas. From designing a plan to picking out fixtures, Frank Good Builders works with you to design and build your truly custom dream home. Frank Good Builders can be reached at 434-238-3710 or frankgoodbuilders.com.
You're listening to Lady Flames Softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Now for a look at the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders.
Well, I'll be honest, the only score we're really concerned about right now is Liberty 1, La Tech 1 in the bottom of the 9th inning. There's a ton of games going on. The one game I would like to find out a score on, Joe, and you might be able to help me with this. The last I saw, oh no, I got the final right here. Liberty Baseball gets a 4-2 win. Huge victory for the Flames down at FIU. And their quest to get into the CUSA Tournament, which will be hosted by the Flames later on in May. So 4-2 Liberty Baseball. We're playing baseball innings right now. Bottom of the 9th. Savannah Jessie comes up to the plate. First pitch to her is outside for a ball. I want to thank those that are tuning in on Facebook. We had some issues. We weren't able to connect on Facebook. It's a complicated story. We had to wait until baseball got off before we would be able to get the stream working on Facebook, so we apologize for that. It's pitch to Jessie. He's a check swing, but taken for a strike. Nobody on, nobody out. Tie game in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch. A little high, maybe? Not sure. That looked pretty good. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 from Martin. Outside, ball 3. Flames would love to get the game-winning run on. And Joe, has Savannah been pitch run for in this game already? So if she did again, the Flames would have to make a change. But Carrasquillo's already come in as well. So I don't think that would happen. Here's the pitch. Sliced out into the outfield. A diving catch made by Rogers. Robbing another hit.
That's about 7 or 8 defensive plays for La Tech in this game that have just been way above average. Not enough stars.
If she would have not been able to make the play on the dive, it would have probably got to the wall, and the Flames would have had a runner at least at second. Instead, with Jemiah Byram at the plate, nobody on, and 1 out. We continue. Byram takes a strike.
And I saw between innings, Alyssa Henault was giving advice to Byram about her at bat.
Well, the Flames have seen Martin multiple times in this ball game. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. In a 1-1 game, bottom of the 9th. Nobody on base.
Just looking for base runners at this point.
Byram.
Almost had one there, sorry.
Byram with her 3rd at bat in the game, but her position in the lineup is it's now the 4th at bat. The 1-1. Good eye, outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
First time in her career she's ever had 3 at bats in a game. Well, I guess this is pending because if it's a walk, it wouldn't count as an at bat or hit by pitch.
She had a home run yesterday. She'd love to get her 3rd of the season right here. Here's the pitch. Popped up into center field. Going back at first was Gilio. Now she comes in and makes the catch.
That was a high blast to medium center field.
Back to the top of the lineup, Savannah Woodard. If she were to get on, Rachel Roop would come to the plate. Martin's first pitch, hit towards right field. And calling everyone off is Rogers. It hung up just shy of the track. Rogers makes the catch, and the inning is over. Rogers with 2 outs in the inning, one of which was spectacular. We're going to 10. Still tied at 1. And the longer this game goes, the happier Jack State is, sitting back in their hotel, resting up right now, just waiting to see who they play tomorrow at noon local. We'll take another break and be back after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
Looking to buy a home or refinance a mortgage? Now is the time to take advantage of your one-of-a-kind offer from Alcova Mortgage. As an employee or alumni with Liberty University, you are eligible to receive a lender credit that equates to 1% of your total loan amount, up to $5,000. This offer provides you with some much-needed savings while also helping you tackle your closing costs. Visit alcova.com/liberty today for details. Offer does not apply to broker loans.
Alcova Mortgage, NMLS ID 40508, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, Equal Housing Lender.
Now back to more Lady Flame softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
We're in the 10th inning. Ran out of innings on my scorecard. First pitch to Rayleigh is grounded down to short. Byram throws over to first, but the throw was high and it took Roberts off the bag. Be a throwing error on Byram. The Bulldogs have the first runner on.
2, 3, 4 due up in this inning for La Tech and also for Liberty.
Marchant takes the first pitch for a ball. Yeah, the dangerous part of the lineup. One-0 to Marchant. Swing and a miss.
Saw a 3-pitch strikeout of Marchant a little bit ago.
Rayleigh at first. No outs and a 1-1 count to Marchant. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-1. Called strike. Marchant didn't like it. She takes a walk back towards her teammate in the batter's box. Or, I'm sorry, in the on-deck circle. Now she digs back into the batter's box. Tied at 1 in the 10th. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strength against strength. And Escobar wins the battle. One out with a runner at first. Nicole Hamoudi, the hitter. First pitch to her. Off speed and a strike.
Both teams have left 9 runners on base in this game. In a 1-1 game. A lot of opportunities.
The 0-1 from Escobar, swing and a miss. She's out ahead 0-2. With that strikeout, it's 5 in the game for Escobar. She's up to 152 pitches. Deals, but off the plate, 1-2. Rayleigh at first, 9 for 10 on the year in stolen bases. This pitch is high and tight, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 from Escobar. Runner goes, throw down is not in time. It gets past Byram, but backed up by Woodard. Strikeout call, though, so there'll be 2 outs as Hamoudi was rung up, back-to-back Ks. So with the stolen base, there is a runner in scoring position, but it'll take a 2-out hit from Addison Snyder. The first pitch to her is outside. The 1-0, off speed, called strike. The 1-1, hit hard but foul down the left field line. Doer's not going to be able to get to it as it bounds into the sidewall, just short of the outfield fence in foul territory. Count now 1-2. It's now 9:18 local time. Whoever wins this game will be back out at the field in around 12 hours. The 1-2, high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rayleigh is the go-ahead run at second. We're tied at 1 in the 10th. Escobar's pitch is foul back. Snyder stays alive. The 2-2, ground ball foul down the third baseline. New third base coach after Coach Josh Taylor was ejected. Actually, I'll have to look that up. 2 other assistant coaches I have listed are females. This pitch is popped up on the infield. Byram calls everyone off, makes the catch behind third base. And the Flames, after the leadoff runner got on the air, get out of it with nothing across. And we now head to the bottom of the 10th. Liberty and La Tech tied at 1.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Foster has been fostering warm moments for 100 years. Headquartered in Brookneal, Virginia, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services since 1921. Stop by one of our 6 showroom locations across Central Virginia to view our wide range of products. From propane to fireplaces and grills to tank installs and tankless water heaters, Foster has it all. Download our app or visit fosterfuels.com for more info.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
You're listening to Liberty Softball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Time now to check the Carter Bank box score.
Well, the box score is getting bigger and bigger as we go along. Scoreboard's about to run out of space for the innings. We're now in the bottom of the 10th. Flames 1 run on 10 hits, 1 error. La Tech 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error. And Rachel Roop will come to the plate. Flames is the home team in this game, so this means the winning run is standing in the batter's box. Rachel Roop awaits the first pitch from Martin, takes the ball.
She led off the 8th with a single.
Yeah, almost ended the game there. That was a rally that came so close, but Roop was thrown out at home by about 2 inches. The 1-0 from Martin, back up the middle, base hit. It slams in to second base, but a nice job by Gillio, the center fielder, to react and keep Roop at first. But the Flames get the leadoff runner on again. Bryn McManus to the plate. Martin looks in. The runner at first. Here's the pitch. High and outside. Martin has thrown 120 pitches in the game. 9 innings, 11 hits given up, only 1 earned run. 1 strikeout, 2 walks. With Roop at first, here's the 1-0 to McManus. High and outside. We do see some movement down in the La Tech bullpen. We've seen some in the Flames bullpen as well. But they're going to try to go through these pitchers as long as they can. The 2-0 to McManus. Popped up into right field. Rogers comes over near the line and makes the catch. Roop has to stay put. Brooke Roberts steps up. With 1 out and a runner on. Tied at 1 in the 10th. Roberts goes through her pre-bat ritual. Now squares off with Martin. Here's the pitch. Strike call. 0-1.
This has to be a career-long outing for Martin. 9 1/3. Only came in with 48 1/3 innings all season.
The 0-1 to Roberts. Misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. To number 11, Yahtzee.
Nothing. That 50 points will go to me. You already got one.
I don't think that's the way that works, Joe.
Well, actually, you have to put that on. Well,
I'm running up the score. I don't even know how to play Yahtzee, I'll be honest.
That would be 5 points.
The 1-1. Outside, ball 2. Probably not the time to ask, but later tell me how Yahtzee works.
All right.
Because I thought you could get as many as you wanted.
Actually, no, you can.
Okay.
You can't get multiple Yahtzees.
Well, then I got 100.
Yep.
Here's the 2-1 to Roberts with the runner at first, tie game. Ball 3. If Roberts were to get on, that would put the game-winning run at second with 1 out. The Liberty crowd and the Flames dugout come alive. The 3-1, well outside, ball 4. Roberts walks. Which means Roop goes to second. And KK Madry back to the plate. And you know KK would love to get a winner here after a base running error earlier in the game may have cost the Flames a chance at having already put this to bed. Martin's first pitch to Madry. Ground ball foul down the first base line. Runners don't realize it yet. They'll have to head back to their respective bases. Dorr would follow Madry in the lineup. She's had a big game. Big day. The 0-1. Bunted out in front of the plate. And no chance to get Madry at first. There'll be bases loaded with 1 out. KK put the afterburners on, and there was no chance. That was a perfect bunt. Deja vu all over again. And we're going to have a visit to the circle.
Dorr was up in this exact spot with Roof on third.
Yeah. Just
1 out.
A couple innings ago,
Yep.
back in the 8th. She hit a ground ball to second. And Roop was pegged on the force at home. There was a review. It was a close play. Rachel wore maybe 2 sizes larger as far as her shoes are concerned. She might have beat it out.
Oh, we're going to see a pinch runner here.
Conversations between the coaches in the circle and the base runners ends. Roop is going to be pinch ran for. Lily Hydorn will head down to third. She's the winning run. Flames have the bases loaded, but really the only thing that matters in this spot is the runner at third. Part about the bases being loaded that's important means that there's a force at home. Martin's going to stay out there. She's pitched well in 9 1/3 innings, 131 pitches thrown. Giving up 12 hits, but her defense has been able to work her out of any jams by making some 4-star plays. Now Paige Dorr. The lefty digs in with the bases loaded, tied in the 10th. 1 out. The pitch from Martin. Hit hard, base hit right field, Flames win! Hydorn scores, the dugout erupts, and Liberty moves to the championship game tomorrow against Jack State. The mob scene continues next to first base. Liberty with the win will play for another Conference USA championship tomorrow. Looking for 2-2. 2 teams shake hands in front of the circle. I'm sure they'll have a closing prayer here in just a moment. As we've seen yesterday between these 2 squads and all throughout the tournament. Excellent story about something that happened between several of the clubs here at the CUSA Championship. Dot Richardson told it well during our podcast show. You can find that on the Liberty Flame Sports Network YouTube page or Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Liberty Flames Podcast and look for the most recent softball show. Well, we've gone somewhat late into the night. 10:30 back on the East Coast. 9:30 here. It took 10 innings, but the Flames get the walk-off win. Paige Dorr singled in Lily Hydorn to win it. We'll take a break. When we come back, have your post-game festivities with some excited Lady Flames right after this timeout on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Move those coffee chains, Flames fans, and go local. Central Virginia's own Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company is the premier coffee partner of Liberty Athletics. Pay them a visit at one of their cafes in the Richmond area or at the Richmond International Airport. They'll also ship their specialty grade coffee straight to your door. Visit ironcladcoffee.com, that's www.ironcladcoffee.com, to check out the coffee Flames fans are talking about.
Score big at Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg with major brands of appliances that will make your house feel like a home and outdoor equipment to have your yard looking its best. Haley's puts customer service first. They deliver and service all of the products they sell and will take care of the process from start to finish. Log on to Haley's.com today for product availability. Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg is a proud sponsor for Liberty Flames Athletics.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at Segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate or visit us at centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram.
Listening to Lady Flame Softball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. It's time now for the Coca-Cola postgame show, brought to you by Coca-Cola Consolidated. Coke, taste the feeling. Coming up, we'll hear from Lady Flames head coach Dot Richardson. We'll bring you today's player of the game, final stats, and postgame analysis, all right here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Welcome back into the broadcast. Lady Flames get a walk-off victory against La Tech, and they'll now go to the championship game tomorrow, where they'll play Jack State. And even though Liberty's coming out of the losers bracket, and they've already picked up a loss against Jack State, Gamecocks have not lost in this tournament. It's still going to be winner take all tomorrow. So whoever picks up that win, they're going to get the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. For the Flames, they know they're, hate to use the word lock, nothing in life is a lock, but they're in really good shape to get into the NCAA tournament, whether they win or lose tomorrow. And that is not the case for Jack State. They would need to win to get in. Jack State gets the victory, there would be 2 CUSA teams in NCAA regionals. If the Flames win, there would just be 1. But you can tell that Liberty, by the way they celebrated after this win, that they are certainly motivated to get a championship title, which would be their second in their second season in CUSA. And you just can't say enough about the two pitchers. Even though she took the loss, Alyssa Martin, 9 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 13 hits, only 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks and a strikeout. Her defense played really good behind her. There were a lot of 3-star, 4-star plays in this game. But nevertheless, Martin, who came in with an ERA above 5, held the best offensive team in the conference to only 2 runs in 10 innings. So if you can give a star of the game to the opposition, I think we would certainly do that to Alyssa Martin and how well she played. For the Flames, Elena Escobar, she pitched 10 complete, gave up only 6 hits, 1 run earned, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, 163 pitches, a career high for Elena, as she gets the victory and moves the Flames into the championship tomorrow. Noon local, 1 o'clock Eastern against Jack State. Our Thompson Brooks Insurance player of the game is Paige Dorr, but we're going to give co-players of the game because Elena Escobar absolutely pitched her heart out. Gets her second win of this tournament over La Tech. But it was Paige Dorr who had the winning hit. She finished up 3 for 5 on the day, a couple of RBIs. Matter of fact, the only 2 runs the Flames scored were both on RBIs by Dorr. RBI double, RBI single to win it. 2 runs that were scored in the game, Brooke Roberts, who had doubled before Dorr's double early on in the 4th, and then Lily Hydorn, who checked in as a pinch runner for Rachel Root. She scored the game winner. This game started at 6:41 local time and ended at about 9:30 local time, a little less than that. 2 hours and 49 minutes the total time. The attendance was 113, and they saw an outstanding ball game. Now we'll rack them back up. Flames will play Jack State again. They lost to the Gamecocks 7-2 earlier today. That forced this consolation bracket or losers bracket, I think they call it contenders bracket in CUSA game, which the Flames had to win to continue on. But as I mentioned before, now it's winner take all. Even though Jack State hasn't lost, kind of unfair to be honest. The Flames have been on the good side of it twice now. This happened last season as well. Liberty got to the championship game with 1 loss and played an opponent with no losses, and the exact same thing's going to happen tomorrow, and we'll see if Flames can have history repeat itself, get another win. We'll take our final timeout. I don't believe that we're going to get a chance to talk to Coach Dot or any of the players. They were in a hurry to try to get out of here just as soon as possible and get back to the hotel, maximize their rest for tomorrow, because it is an early arrival to the ballpark with a noon first pitch on CBS Sports Network. And CBS Sports Network is why the game is at noon, but CBS Sports Network is also the reason that the game is winner take all, because they only, I guess, were willing or had the time slot for 1 championship game on television, so they altered the bracket. Most leagues that play double elimination would have an if necessary game on championship Saturday. That way, in that case, the team undefeated, if they were to lose, they would have to be beaten a second time. But that is not the case in CUSA. Flames will hopefully take advantage of that tomorrow. Again, Liberty 2, La Tech 1. We'll take our final break. Double check to make sure that Coach Dott's not moving our way. And then wrap up the broadcast here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Are your feet preventing you from living life? Hi, I'm Jonathan Cotton, and you may have heard my Good Feet story, how I love my arch supports so much that I bought the store. Since then, thousands of customers have found relief from foot, knee, and back pain. I love to hear their stories of walking, running, and just enjoying their new life pain-free. Don't let foot, knee, or back pain keep you from living the life you love. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
Lynchburg Nissan is jumping into March Madness with full court press savings. Right now, save $6,100 off MSRP. Lock in rates as low as 2.39%. And get up to 130% of fair KBB value for your trade. And because we believe in driving with confidence, every new Nissan comes with our 1,000,000-mile powertrain warranty. That's peace of mind for the road ahead. Don't miss these slam dunk deals. Visit Lynchburg Nissan today or shop online anytime at lynchburgnissan.com. Home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
Flames Nation, this is Liberty softball head coach and proud Flames Club member, Dot Richardson. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to join me in supporting Liberty Athletics' mission to train champions for Christ on and off the field. Your support directly impacts our student athletes and is a valuable part of our team. Membership starts at just $75 and comes with great benefits like access to premium seating, hospitality, and parking privileges. Join today. Visit libertyflamesclub.org.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service, including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Larry's Tire has 2 locations in Lynchburg and at Able Tire in Concord. And coming soon, Larry's Tire will expand to a new service center in Forest. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
The game is over, but we're still talking Flames softball. You're listening to the Coca-Cola postgame show on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Liberty gets a 2-1 win over La Tech. They now move on to the championship game tomorrow against Jack State. Winner take all, noon local, 1 o'clock Eastern. And we now have Coach Dot Richardson Pinto on. And Coach, I tell you, I know you've been through a lot of these in your playing days and in your coaching days, but it's still stressful.
Today was a day. I just want to remind everybody that sometimes in life you have rough days, and this was one of them. It was like nothing was going our way. When you look at the Jacksonville State game that we played, Savvy gets up, the first hit, and rips a ball, and it hits the pitcher's shin and goes to second base, and she gets out, right? And then what happens, bases are loaded, and KK rips a ball at the middle, second baseman dives on the ground, and the momentum brings her to second base. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be one of those days. And it was one of those days. So I am so proud of our Lady Flames. I'm so proud because we didn't give up, and you guys that were watching, this was an exciting game. It had everything from tag plays at home, from obstruction to being called, waiting, did she leave early or not? I mean, it was like ripped balls. What? There was a ball everyone knew off Rupi was a home run, and the right fielder was falling and caught it. Jesser rips a ball, center field everyone knew was a home run, but the wind was bringing it in, and it wasn't. I mean, I can go on, but I'm telling you, I'm so proud that the team just had the fight, and that, you know, I want to say the fierce competitiveness started to come out, and you could see it. And when we didn't do anything, when everything was going wrong, we just flushed it and just kept going. And Escobar was sensational in the circle. And she was getting fired up, too. Some of those pitches that she thought were strikes are not getting called. But, I mean, you could just go down the list here. I mean, Rupi was 3 for 5, ripped the ball. Bryn 2 for 5. Paige Dorr was on. And in fact, when I stole KK, we had told her, like, they're not going to throw to you. But she got called out leaving early. Like, the play was not there.
And she never does.
And yeah.
And now twice in the tournament. It's just it's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, but the same team, she says the first baseman's in the way. And she's like, if the first baseman's in the way, I said, well, then don't go. And what happens, Dory did what she needed to do. With 1 out, we would have won earlier. But anyway, you can go on and on. I'm sure that La Tech is thinking the same thing. They had a lot of opportunities. But I'm just so proud. I'm proud that we experienced this because we're going to take this momentum into tomorrow and into the rest of postseason.
And it's easier to learn lessons in a win than in a loss. I mean, you can learn lessons in a loss, but it's a lot more fun to learn it in a win. And those are things that you can take in tomorrow, like you were saying about KK. And that's no knock on KK. I mean, she's one of the best base runners in the country, and just a little bit of a mistake in this game. And you could tell when she got on first base after that bunt today, she wanted to make up for that, and she certainly did.
Well, when I gave her the signal for a bunt, I could see her nodding. And we are a much better bunting team than what we just showed. And we're just going too fast. We just got to slow the game down, but yet keep the energy and the zoom focus. And I knew Dor and Rupi, I could see they were zoom focused and locked in. And when you see that, I thought Jesser had a really good game as well. She was mad not getting some runners out that she normally does. But that's why she's out there, because La Tech's got a lot of speed. And so we're excited to have another day. We can breathe a little bit more, but tomorrow Jack State has the momentum. They've been resting, and we've been here all day, it seems like.
Let's talk about that. How do you get ready for tomorrow's game with such a short turnaround? And then also, from a pitching standpoint, Escobar threw so many pitches today. Any availability there tomorrow?
Well, one, you got to pray a lot, and you got to visualize success and positive, get rid of the negatives. And you have to have some sweet softball dreams. And for Escobar, we have to go with our ace tomorrow. I know she's going to want to go, but she was limping a lot. This was not good for her to go this long. It was not good. So she's going to have some treatment, and hopefully she's ready to go tomorrow. And if not, we have to have others step up.
Sounds good, Coach.
And score a lot of runs.
Absolutely. Yeah, the bats are going to wake up. I mean, the 4 straight games, it was almost, shutout, and the hits were going like crazy.
We had 13 hits, and even the Jacksonville State game. It was like we were getting the hits. It's just weird stuff. So, tomorrow, we're going to sleep, wake up again, get out of bed on the other side, and just keep battling. And so I'm just really proud and just love to play the game, and that was excitement. That's postseason play right there.
We really appreciate you climbing up to the press box, and I mean literally climbing up to the press box to talk to us. We're on top of the press box in the crow's nest, but we do appreciate you coming by, and we'll see you in the morning.
Well, I appreciate you covering it, and it's amazing you're talking about. I know the Finlays. Hey, Abby, all you guys. I mean, who we got? I mean, everyone all over the country. So eyes were glued on. So appreciate you guys sticking with us. God bless every single one of you. God loves us so much, you guys. And say hi to all Flames Nations, and go Flames.
Outstanding. That was head coach Dot Richardson. Liberty with a 2-1 win, and we're going to close up the broadcast here. The Flames will, it's noon local, 1 o'clock back on the East Coast. We'll be with you about 15 minutes before that with a pregame show. We'll get Coach Dot's thoughts on tomorrow's matchup at that time. Well, what a long day it was. I want to thank Joe Carmany for all his hard work on the broadcast today. Thank our engineers who kind of had to keep an idea of the game time changes and everything. Nick Pierce as well down in Florida was kind of double duty helping us as far as the online stuff and getting the game times updated on Sidearm and the web page and the Liberty Flames app. And we also do want to apologize those watching on Facebook that a good portion of the game was missed on Facebook. We're going to try to figure that out for tomorrow so that doesn't happen. Just there was a conflict that we need to figure out. But the end of the game did make it on, but most of the game did not. If you ever run into that problem again, folks watching on Facebook, almost always, if the game in postseason now that we're broadcasting all the games on the radio, if it doesn't make it on Facebook, take a look at YouTube, LFSN Radio YouTube, Liberty Flames Sports Network YouTube page, and the game will be broadcast there. If you can't find the In the Booth cam anywhere, you always know you can go to the Liberty Flames app, and if we're putting it on the radio, it's going to be there, and you can listen either there on libertyflames.com as well. So we appreciate everyone's patience in that regard. One last time, we'll get some sponsors to thank. I think miss a couple of things. Our play of the game, Freedom First Credit Union, along with our player of the game, Paige Dorr, the base hit to win it in the 10th inning. that plated Lily Hydorn from third. Also want to thank Haley's Appliance and Outdoor. There were no calls to the bullpen in this game. Both pitchers pitched the entire game, and we're talking 10 innings or 9 1/3 innings. So a lot was put on the starters, and they both came through. You really hate to have anybody lose this ball game, but Martin, the hard luck loser, falls to 3-4, and Escobar with the win is 21-3. And those final stats that we brought to you were from Larry's Tire and Auto Repair. Okay, we got a championship game tomorrow, 1 o'clock back on the East Coast, 12:45 broadcast time. Should have good weather, no issues as far as that's concerned. Expecting a beautiful day in the 70s here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Liberty and Jack State trying to win a title, and we'll be here for it, and hopefully you will be too. For everybody I just mentioned, this is Jamie Hall saying so long and God bless.
Thanks for listening to live coverage of Liberty University softball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. This broadcast of Liberty softball has been brought to you by Joe Yock with Alcova Mortgage, showing you the way home. By Aqua Pros, Pools, Hot Tubs, and Heart. Carillion Clinic, inspiring better health. By Carter Bank, life lived full. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. Crossroads Family Dentistry. Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. By 11 West. First Bank and Trust, the bank that puts you first. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Frank Good Builders. Freedom First Credit Union, where people bank for good. Gentry Lock Attorneys. The Good Feet Store. By Haley's Appliance and Outdoor. Liberty Softball has also been brought to you by Ironclad Coffee Roasters, the finest hand-picked specialty coffees from around the world. Serving you at Candler Station in Lynchburg. Jason Porter with Legacy Realty and Development. Larry's Tire and Auto Repair. Expect the best service, prices, and care. By Carl Miller Realty. Caring, competent, trusted advisors. The Liberty Bookstore, the official online store of Liberty Athletics. Lynchburg Nissan. Nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Peary Family Dentistry. Century Exteriors, providing roofing, gutters, windows, and home remodeling. Visit them at centuryexteriors.com. By Segra, a proud partner of Liberty University. Segra offers customized business technology solutions. Learn more at segra.com. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. The general manager of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner is Justin Metzger. Network director Alan York. Coordinating producers Kyle Sykes and Nick Pierce. I'm staff announcer Jeff Lawrence with a special thanks to Liberty University Athletics Director Ian McCaw, Senior Associate Athletics Director Robert Goodman, and Assistant Strategic Communications Director Joe Carmany. Liberty Flames Softball is an exclusive presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.